First of all, I want to say that I'm very pleased to see so many young people out tonight because, and speaking, because the ultimate lessons that will be learned about this evening and what goes down with Paul Roberson is going to be, what you'll have to deal with. And so you can get first-hand knowledge. You can get on-the-spot learning tonight. See, they talk about democracy. You hear them say, they don't have democracy in China. But they don't have democracy in New York City. So you can't go all the way to China looking for democracy. You got to find democracy right here where you live. Right here where you grow up. Right here where you are raised up. And that's where your initial struggle has got to be. I've lived a very fortunate and great lifetime. When I was 10 years old, by the way, and I'm from Brooklyn, born, raised in Brooklyn. And when I was 10 years old, my daddy took me to a dinner in Manhattan, in Harlem, at Small's Paradise. And at that dinner, I got one of the thrills of my life. I got to meet Mr. Paul Roberson. The Paul Roberson. And I didn't really hardly understand at the time the total impact of him. I'm 10 years old. Paul Roberson, all I know is he had some big hands. Okay, he had these big hands. And they just gobbled up my little face. Okay? And I didn't really realize who he was. You understand? And it's only when I became older and I traveled around the world that I realized that this was a man who was recognized not just here in the United States, but was recognized all over the world. That people in the Caribbean, people in South America, people in Europe, people all over the world knew and respected this man for what he had accomplished. Okay? So he was a worldwide image and a very important person to not only just American people or African American people, but to people all over the world, to oppressed people all over the world, people of African descent all over the world. He was recognized, he was looked upon. Thank you, sir. Now, at some point in time, the city of New York thought enough of Mr. Roberson to decide to name a high school after him. And at that time, they came to a number of us who lived in this community, and they asked us if we would go to Mr. Roberson's family. By that time, he had passed away. Thank you, sir. And they asked us if we would go to Mr. Roberson's family and ask the family if they would allow this new high school to bear the name of Paul Roberson. Again, we went and did that. You can take the mic. I can talk.
Go ahead.
We went and did that. And we went to Mr. Roberson's son, and we asked him. And he said, I have no problem with Dad's name being on this school. He said, but I don't want it to be some kind of wishy-washy foolishness that's going to be part of the way that this board of education, this board of miseducation has treated our people over the years. Thank you, sir. Okay? And the people assured him that it was not going to be. And so we now come here. Now, this I think this is a great turnout tonight to start this movement to save Paul Roberson. We got to understand that this is not the end of this movement. This is just the beginning. And we've got to all leave here with assignments that we're going to do to raise this movement to another level. Okay? So that the powers that be, who only understand one thing, and that is power. That's right. Will understand that we are willing to exert our power to save Paul Roberson High School. I completely endorse the resolution that was passed earlier by Ms. Siegel. And again, I want all of us to understand this is only the start. That's right. All right. All right. Good evening.